I do not know.
Your water's down there.
Yes, no, I'm looking for the light remote. This game is more fun when the lights off. Little mysterious. Okay, let's see. English. Confirm. No. What time is it?
8:26.
8.
What time do you need to be home? But 8:20.
Oh, what? 8:20.
What time do you need to be home?
27. I'm literally typing the time.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number
Oh, you can
427.
play.
I've seen enough
Employee
of
number
these.
427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-eating, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
So he just escaped all
And
this?
then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that
He
would
became
forever
sentient?
change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour
With no
when he
orders?
realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete
Company went broke?
isolation.
You didn't tell him?
Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Look, right?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I hate Mondays.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
One just has a fucking pen. What?
That's his job.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Damn, okay. I like
What I just my boss when I have my boss.
I like
work.
work. I like my boss.
I lost my boss.
Lost my boss. Nothing outside. These are the ones who didn't want to just develop it. That's why.
It's a story.
I thought I saw laundry. Okay.
The next room, TFO.
Follow the doors, I guess.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Doing it just to spite, out of spite.
Stanley was so bad at following directions,
Alright,
it's
motherfucker.
incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Oh, now they close the door on you, huh? Okay, okay.
What the fuck is that? You have
Penalty.
jump from the cargo that will cause death. One grand jumping off.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do,
Yeah.
Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Thank you.
You're not.
Like you would know, John. All right, fine. We can go left. Follow
All
this.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
It's a pretty big
When
office.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Leaf, mountains, sunset.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
It's just for not
Feeling a
getting
wave
by.
of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
That's the right way.
Is there anything else on this PowerPoint that I should know?
Yeah.
You seem like.
Yes. You lost the ball.
Oh, thanks. What do people want?
Market is somewhere here. Money, money, more money. Things about money. Graphs. Graphs things about money. We have our department. What is hot? Profits.
The same thing. Bi-quarterly post review. 402 plus 405. I want to get rid of the debt support portion in the primary review schedule. What?
One reference that works in recording that like whenever it's discussed his like meetings,
Yes.
it's like legit half of the stuff.
That's something.
And I asked him, isn't this all points? Like, yeah.
Correct.
Bless you. Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager. What do you know whiteboard manager?
This is job.
Floor 4XX.
We're broke. Wednesday. We're broke Wednesday.
Where is it? Hold up. Wednesday, we're broke. Where are you looking?
In the middle left.
IT.
Wednesday, financial panic, any bosses.
Next year.
Route 42.
So I think we're on Wednesday somewhere.
This party. Bless you, sir.
Sorry, John. You got cold.
These
And it's kind of nice.
Yo, potato.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I wonder if you could read these. That'd be cool. It's gonna lock me out. It's gonna lock me out. I'll go through the door. We can jump here too. Look at this. This floor is so nice. What the hell? Executive bathroom.
Ooh. What?
I've got the feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. That's probably a lovely first. Concierge? The beige pages? So, Panda. Oh, it's got a gun to business strategy. Okay. What did it say? I am the most expensive boss. Wow. No.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
The sewer.
Shocked,
Oh my gosh.
unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Oh, there you go. 2845.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Oh, what the fuck? You played this game before, what do you mean? What do you mean you have to play this game? They have a whole generator. The office is still under construction. This is wild. What is this? So busy. You would I got safety like that, though. I mean, you're not wrong, still. He did?
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
You do a workout? I'm sitting on the floor. Escape. Oh, there's an escape path.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
It's getting narrower.
Yes. No, this is how European hallway looks, by the way.
If I die here, just to take me back, that means that I go back to this last thing?
I do not
or do I have to, it's gonna be annoying at the start.
Let's trust the narrator. Maybe we'll speedrun the story.
It will be so annoying to restart every time from the silly beginning. And then at that point, you're forced to have to obey the story, right?
That's the replayability of it.
If there was an actual save point.
But of course, Stanley thought
It
better
reminds
of
me
it
of
and realized he simply had too much to live
Portal.
for.
Get in there.
Alright, they're gonna brainwash him.
Oh, this is like Incredibles or.
Oh yeah. Nice. Or like X-Men?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Sure.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to
Oh, it's
himself.
missing screens on
Did
this
he
side.
have the strength to find out?
What's that light button do?
Oh.
Oh.
I'd open up another platform.
That's cute.
Now the monitors jumped to life.
Yeah.
Their true
So
nature
they're
revealed.
fired. Oh, they
Each bore the
fired.
number of
Fired.
an
You saw them?
employee in the building. Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant
Like,
nothing.
look at that. Fired over there. Fired.
Fired. Let go. Furlough.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life
two of them
in
were fired
someone
all of
else's
them?
control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
feel like the car on the left. The doorway. Doorway. Oh, this is incredible as fuck.
Yeah, it's just the same. Yeah, this one is.
Laser beam.
Mind control, output.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty.
Please play like all the power in the house.
No, that'd be freaky, dude.
That
That means
And a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine!
No.
Unshackled himself from
This is where it all
someone
begins.
else's
He did it.
command.
Silver.
Freedom was
No.
mere moments
Pretty flat.
away.
No.
You did
And
it.
yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him
Fuck,
what
John.
to
What the
what to
fuck?
do,
God damn it.
how to feel.
What is it? Show you the
Whatever
grapes.
life
Of,
may
Great for the
bring,
big
it
ass
will
furry
be
long.
his.
oh my god.
And that was all he needed to know. It
Why?
was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
What the hell is this? Why is
Why is it spray out?
this great?
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation,
Oh, this
the
is
immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now,
What's
that
it?
things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
And then he went back to work because it's fucking Tuesday. Woo!
No.
Woo! We did it!
That's how the game starts. Look,
Yeah.
the end is never, the end is never.
Yeah.
The end is loading.
Yeah. Good job.
And you just wake up, right? And
You
it's the
did
same thing. You
Yeah.
never leave.
Did it. Apparently this game has like 400 endings.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Yeah.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
There's no way that was it.
That's it. Well, this game has so many different variations and whatever. You can go left or downstairs. You want to try that?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered
The
the door
right
on his
only
left.
kills. Damn it.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going through the basement.
No, they don't open. Accept it.
Fine. Accept it.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Hell yeah.
But Stanley
What
just
the
couldn't
hell
do
is this
it.
card in here?
He considered the possibility of
Doesn't make
facing his
sense.
boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had
Why?
vanished.
It's your going
His
mute.
boss would think he was crazy.
What the hell?
And then something occurred to Stanley.
Cold drinks?
Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
Yeah, it's going
All
in
of my
circles.
co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all.
Sometimes I was wondering a lot.
None of it made any
Yeah,
logical
the front
sense.
is open,
And as
like the
Stanley
top
pondered
below
this,
the roof.
he began to make other strange observations.
Oh, yeah.
The back is
For
open.
example, why couldn't he see
The
his
roof access
feet
is open.
when he looked down?
Yes.
Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
There's 400
No,
different
Stanley said to himself,
Yeah,
this
it's
is all
like
too
PT.
strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming! He yelled. This is all a dream.
This folks have to get a lot.
What
Yeah.
a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. and he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been.
Damn, that sounds depressing.
My life is normal.
I am normal.
Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Nope.
What the?
It's recycled trash.
That is trash. The recycling.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
What?
Had to go upstairs, man. You just had to go upstairs. You had to do this.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Oh,
yeah.
That's
Mariella
John.
woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew.
But now you know what the character looks like.
That's what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better.
What the fuck?
Then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Damn.
That's crazy.
Is that a reset?
And then it resets.
Jesus
You want to try it?
Christ.
Yeah, that's why you said this for different ending.
Okay, one last one in a different game.
All of his co-workers were
I want to
gone.
go right
What
to
could
the
it mean?
lift thing.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a
on the
memo.
right side?
Like-
When you go to set this.
Split the door. I would hit the right side.
And then
When
there's like a
Stanley
left. I
came
thought
to
there's something else
the
you could
two
do.
open doors. This was not the correct way to the meeting room,
Eat
and
shit.
Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nah, bitch.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5
can you open the
years
door behind
ago.
you? No, it's to your right. It's to your right. That one. Oh, you need a key card.
There's a key card somewhere.
There's no way, because I tried picking stuff up, they wouldn't let me.
Do not jump from this cargo.
Look,
Why would
Stanley,
you
I
just
think
stand there?
perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing
You gotta
but
jump
you
off somewhere.
all this time. There's
Wait,
someone you've been neglecting,
Oh,
Stanley.
You're trying to get me killed.
Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself.
Go left.
To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
I'm going Friday. Fuck off.
Open the door, open the door, open the door. Just jump. There's nothing. Okay, it's locked, so what?
Alright, there you go. Damn it, John. Fucking asshole. Go.
That's her, Stanley.
Oh
You
no.
need to be the one to do this.
She's supposed to be asleep right now.
Go answer.
If you can truly place your faith
Well,
in
watch it go
another,
up. Pick it up,
then pick up
pick it up,
the phone.
pick it up. Hi.
Hey babe, good morning. I know.
Hi.
I'm here. Thoughts of fuck
Yeah.
Hey, is that you?
What?
Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. Oh.
like the women should be.
Damn.
There we go.
Wait, is that their
All
apartment?
right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your
Oh god, it's a man!
It sounds like it's Portal. It reminds me of Portal.
Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you?
Dick.
I'm trying to make a
Yeah.
point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really
Oh
going on.
fuck.
I should have recorded that.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Oh my god, I
Oh
died.
gosh.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work.
Oh god.
One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures.
Oh, this is so
From behind
silly.
his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Damn.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two
flying?
If it's circle to spend time with the boys.
Through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Oh god.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free.
This guy lived in the
There's an
voice
answer
acting
down
booth,
some new
man.
path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly
It's
be?
slowly becoming.
In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The
Yes,
longer he
real life.
spends here, the more
I
invested
didn't leave
he
Rob. I'm
gets,
still
the
there.
more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself.
Oh, it's like Glendale.
But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
No. No. So do your
Okay. Yeah.
You called him for
You got me. Landed
Alright.
Alright.
Don't do it, dog.
Fine.
Don't do it. Don't press it.
But I'm being a
Don't
bitch,
press it
obeying the
before
man.
No.
That's what he wants me to
You're
do.
better than this. I believe in you, dog. Don't do it.
How long am I supposed to stay here?
You don't want to escape, you just there.
But I'm gonna be here no matter what anyway. So if I just wait, then what's the point? It's like work. I'm just looking at the clock.
You're sucking the clock.
I'm sucking the clock at work. There's no other button to press. What if I press X? Voice man, say something.
Don't press the button. Press O.
Okay.
Start. Press X.
Yeah.
Press X. Now you're sending paragraph one. I'm just paraphrasing what you're
Fuck you! Fuck you! I'm clipping this. That's great. I got baited so hard. I got baited so fucking hard. I clipped that.
Wait, did I also record our voices?
Yes.
Oh my god.
I'll upload that later. God damn you. Oh.
God.
No!
Why? You're already on time.
Fuck you.
Press start. Press every other button except the one they're asking you to. Is there anything?
I thought I did that. No, I'm gonna wait it out. Until 11 o'clock, yeah?
Yeah.
Does the clock actually work though? Does it fucking ding?
Yeah. Look, you see that sign?
Okay.
Look at that sign. You see how it's at number 10? What time is it? Look. Look at that. Remember I just put the
I know.
what time?
We're not. It's not that time yet.
Yeah, you fucking look.
Oh, God damn. Fuck you, John.
Oh my
Fucking
god.
hate you.
The dead ass me, bro.
That's my fault. That's on me. God damn it.
That's super dude, bro. That's super
I fucking hate you.
Why do you like to see fucking?
My god.
Oh my god.
Because I did do that. I typed in the time. What's the point of typing the time? It doesn't come up.
Oh my god.
It's coming up to tell you you're wrong. You don't know.
You haven't even died.
There's no deaths in this yet. Well,
Yeah, there is, bro.
well, besides, like, not in this yet.
You sure press square. That's fine.
Yeah, let's press square.
No. You press square.
If you don't.
Okay.
Press
Look, I'm gonna end this. I'm gonna pass this level, okay? Just watch. Do I press square or X?
He's good on you. He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
See, I'm playing outside of the game, unlike you. You play with the game.
The game is now passed.
Stupid.
Anyways, here you go. Be a cock and play the game, or be me and press quit game. Don't play within the game boundaries. Play outside.
You're gonna end up waiting.
Yes, but I feel like this game is so annoying that it'll actually have something
Can
rewarding.
wait, maybe apps.
Yes.
Here, you want me to pass you the level? Give me the thing.
No.
Why not?
No. Because I have choice. I am okay.
Your choice is to not do anything, which itself is not a choice. It's just an arbitrary.
No matter what I do, it's still something.
No, you are literally doing nothing, which is defined as nothing.
Yes, John. That's what nothing means.
I'm pretty sure the game is gonna time out, or
No.
it's gonna keep going, and there's gonna be no further comment on the game.
I bet if I wait for another hour, it'll be.
The game's gonna make fun of you. Like he waited for hours.
Triangle, X, circle, R1, R2, L1, L2. D-pads, L3, R3 together.
D-pad, you mean the D-pads that you
The
need?
D-pad that
So
you got for the
good.
game. You can press square for them with your mouth.
Fucking hell.
Put it in your mouth and press out the side.
You need to tell him the directions he knows.
I don't want to
Oh,
do
that's the one thing you know?
That's the one thing he knows.
Fuck you. I don't want to do it.
I don't think you have a choice in this game.
Yes, there is. There is a choice.
So God.
Yes, there is.
Something makes you get the choice. Right now you don't get that choice.
Hit the button. Molly. Yeah, I didn't specify this on Hit the square, bastard.
Wait here. What's square?
I'm around. What you mean?
Square?
Stupid.
I need this finger.
Fuck
It
you.
goes. I need Gus finger. Why not? Why not? Why no.
Yo.
What?
God damn it.
You're gonna break the controller.
God damn it. Skip sport. Does the square not work in this household? Never. God damn it. Fine, it's your water. It's not mine. Is it John's?
No.
Yeah. Good. We're gonna break something.
You see,
There you go.
okay.
Fuck off, John. Get the fuck up, John.
My job.
How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Didn't you say you were gonna do nothing?
It's a question, nothing.
Yeah, that's what you said you couldn't do.
There's
Back at square one.
some water that's spilled.
this is exactly what I was making sure they weren't open. Here we are.
Patrick, paper towel, some water that's spilled.
What?
The water
Paper towel, some water that's spilled.
Oh no. Press X.
Thanks, you cuck.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him.
Damn, I already was button meshing this.
I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time.
We'll see.
And I tried again.
Please die,
Stanley
Dan.
pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
It just kills him. Oh, it's gonna be appearing again somewhere.
Reset at the very
They're
start.
gonna show up in the middle of Buffalo, Oregon.
Damn.
Back to the.
There you go, I win. What if I could quit menu just throws you back in? That'd be so funny.
Yeah.